Good morning, everybody. It's your Saturday Tarot Rant. So we're going to pull some cards today to see what kind of information we can get about ourselves and what our journey is and why we're going through the crap we're going through. There's a lot of heavy energy. There's a lot of drama. There's a lot of shit happening. And for one, I would love some answers because it's the same people repeating the same old patterns and we get stuck dealing with them constantly. And why is that? Why is it that we are trying very hard to do what we're supposed to do, pay the bills, do good at work, be present for our kids, all that good stuff. And then we have other people that just run around with the drama and the trauma, causing havoc and chaos, making us do extra work, doing double time. Why are they doing this? Why are we dealing with that energy? What is it about our journey that is making us in situations in which we have to do extra for people that don't do enough? So I want to pull some cards and have Spirit explain to us why we are constantly in this battle. I mean, we all know that we're here for a reason, and this is part of our journey and things of that nature. But why specifically are we dealing with the onslaught of other people's energies on a constant basis? What can we do to enlighten ourselves to make that burden easier? We're here to help, but then again, we're helping people that don't want the help. They don't want to make the changes. They don't want to be accountable. They don't want to see that what they're putting out is what they're getting back. So if you're working with someone that's always hostile and they're wondering why nobody includes them, it's on you. But as much as you try to explain that to them or nicely, trying to navigate around softening some of their edges so that they don't feel hurt or put upon or singled out, but just give them food for thought, they never catch on. And even if you go straight into the conversation and be very blunt about whatever it is that they're doing, they deny it. It's not them. It's the whole thing. So how can we as light workers, soul people, move on from that and take some guidance from Spirit as to, we know why we're here, but seriously, this kind of stuff is silliness and nonsense, and you're dealing with people that just do not want to step up. And it's all ages, it's both genders. It's just ridiculous. So let's go ahead and pull some cards because I, for one, am completely frustrated. It's like every time you try to do one good thing or one good thing comes in, we have two steps back to clean up someone else's mess. This can be our spouse, it can be a coworker, this can be our kids, the neighbor. It's just always somebody that's got something negative to bring into your energies. Okay, so let's see what we have. We have trust at the bottom, forgiveness, relationships, embrace the moment. Forgiveness talks about hanging on to resentment and anger, and it suffocates the spiritual growth. Let me read this whole thing. Holding on to resentment and anger is preventing or even suffocating your spiritual growth. Resentment is one of the strongest and most damaging of human emotions. The art of forgiveness in its own right is equally incredibly powerful and has the capability to heal and transform. Well, that's the energy that those people are in. They're holding on to resentment and anger in different areas of their life that is preventing their spiritual growth, while we're on the other side trying to face our shadow side, deal with the shit that we've been through, and be better people because of it. This is, the relationships are going to suffer. Relationships are just a mirror image of your own life. How you feel and treat yourself, as well as how you react and respond to different situations and people around you. Be aware that every relationship is an opportunity for soul growth. So they're getting this energy from everyone because that's what they're putting out. They're basically saying that they have such a low self-worth that's the energy they're perpetuating, and that's what's coming back. So they're not working on themselves. They're not realizing that what they're putting out is what they're getting back. It's a mirror image of what's going on inside their mind, body, and soul right now. So if they're feuding at work, you know, they're feuding at home, they're feuding with their neighbors. There's only so much happiness they're allowing into their lives, which makes complete sense that if they're miserable within, they're going to be miserable without. So embracing the moment talks about being present and thankful and positive in every single moment, which they struggle with. Okay. And we have to trust that there is a bigger reason to all the things that are going on. And it says, while your logical mind is dictating a supposed clear direction, your soul's inner guidance is urging you to follow an alternate path. This logical path may be one that you consider safe and more familiar with, but you could be missing out on boundless opportunities. So they know that they're struggling within themselves. So what is it that Spirit wants us to know in order to deal with their silliness? Because our patience is being tested, our forgiveness is being tested. What is it that Spirit wants us to do in order to alleviate the situation for ourselves and the person that we're dealing with? Because it is extremely frustrating when you have to deal with a person that is in your everyday environment, co-worker, family member, and they are just continually being difficult. Yeah, kindness counts. That comes up a lot. But at some point, kindness is not working with them. And give without expectation. Spirit is telling us that we have to dig deep and be very kind and even more forgiving. Do what you can to alleviate the situation, knowing that they're not going to appreciate it, know that they're not going to give back what you put out. They're not capable. They're in their own struggles, and focus on the positive. And follow the golden rule is at the bottom of the deck. This is talking about treating others how you want to be treated, regardless of how they treat you. Okay. And sometimes it's really, really tough. And there's different levels of what our boundaries will put up with before we lose our cool and do or say something that we think we need to correct, but we need to make sure we don't do it out of anger, and that whatever we do is out of the positive, from the light and love side of the energy, because we have to combat their energy. You know, it's like being a warrior on the energy field. The more that they give us in the negative, the more we have to put out in the positive towards them and towards everyone else, so we can counteract their negativity. The negativity is all within them. They put on this big persona of who they want to be, and then beat themselves up privately in their own head about how they're not matching their own standards. And then they take it out on everyone else out of jealousy and envy and fear. So it's all based within the ego. Love and light would solve so many problems. Being on an even playing field would solve so many problems. Gratitude. I am thankful for this life in the opportunities that it presents. And freedom. I possess the power and the free will to create my own happiness. In the bottom of the deck, we have relationships again. And it says, I'm attracted to those people who serve my higher good. Well, they're attracting all kinds of energies, but it's not for their higher good. We need to attract those energies to fill and balance out the negative energy. So we need to get closer to the people that feed us in the positive. Our best friends, our significant others, even our pets, they bring off a good vibe. So anything that gives you a good vibe that you can get cleansing from this negative energy is going to be of the positive. Now, I know that this particular reading isn't going to resonate with everybody. This is more for our empaths, our light workers, people who know that they're on a particular journey within their spirituality. You know, the energies that we have to deal with on a daily, it seems like there's certain people that are constantly testing our resolve. And as much as the kinder we become, the nastier they become. It's like this energy war. And they can't stand that we can take their negativity and not show them that we're being triggered and still respond with kindness, still respond with respect, still respond with the love and life that's within our soul that we're allowing to shine, because they're not allowing to shine it. So they're all in the dark, in the negativity, causing the drama, causing the gossip. Okay, for some tarot coming up for clarification here, we have the Four of Cups in reverse. Looking upon past mistakes and not being happy with that, and realizing that for them and for us, I mean, we can always reflect on situations in our past that didn't work out, and we dissect it and we really harp on it. And when we're in the reverse, this is where we're accepting it as it is. It is what it is. It's time to let it go. It's not doing us any good anymore. So that's part of the forgiveness that they want us to focus on. Focus on the negativity, and any resentment is going to hold us back. So we need to rise above that, even though they're going to stay within that energy and until they're ready to move on. We're going to let it go, because that's not something we want to carry within our day-to-day energies. We want to be more open and have higher vibrational energies and joy and abundance come in. And if we're going to let them affect us, we're also blocking our own abundance, because we're allowing that negativity to attach to our energies. And that is going to keep our mind on that particular person, that particular situation. And it's going to ruin our mood. It's going to ruin our thought process. We're going to let that take up space, and we don't want to do that. Here we have the Four of Pentacles in reverse. We're not going to hold on to it, okay? When he's in the upright and he has his feet firmly planted on those pentacles, and he's holding on to one really, really tight, and he's got one on the step between his legs. He's very, very cautious of where his energy is going, and he's holding on to it really, really tight. This is where we need to let go of that energy. We need to let go of that situation. It doesn't serve us, and it's not going to do us any good. So again, releasing the energy, not allowing it to stay within us, be attached to us. Don't let them take space in your mind or in your thoughts any more than you have to. Okay, cutting off communication with them. If it's a coworker and they're always doing some kind of shady shit, put it in writing. Don't speak to them on the phone. Make sure you have a paper trail. If it's a family member that keeps calling because they need money, they need a ride, they just, got into trouble, they need you to go save them, stop answering their phone calls. Allow yourself to pick and choose the battles that you want to fight, what's worth it and what's not. If someone just wants to call up and speak badly about another family member, don't talk to them. Tell them you gotta go. Someone's at the door. Don't allow that energy to stick to you. It's like sharing a cold, okay? We don't want to have that stickiness, that heavy energy, that illness on us, okay? We want to rise above it, because we got a job to do. We're supposed to take all this negativity and go out and do something kind in the world. They want us to shift it. They want us to help raise the vibration for love over negativity, for love over fear. And that's what the golden rule also represents, is loving yourself as much as you love someone else into your family. And you have to give that love even if they're not deserving. Treat people how you want to be treated. You're out there trying to help people. You're out there trying to smile and be of assistance and be of service and show that happy side of yourself, okay? And then you get this negative person around you all the time that's always trying to bring it down because they can't reach that level of energy to feel that joy. They're very selfish, narcissistic. That's the energy that they possess. Here we have the Five of Wands. I'm sorry, the Seven of Wands in reverse. And this is talking about not fighting, not going after that energy, not chasing it, not allowing it to be a bother or a burden. You know, when we have the wands, you know, those are responsibilities. Sometimes they're burdens. But if it's not our responsibility, we don't have to fight the fight. Okay, we don't have to fight with this individual. We have to fight in a higher level. We're supposed to pick and choose our battles here. Five of Pentacles in reverse is coming out of the cold, but also still being in the dark, okay? It's where people are being shut out on one aspect, but there's always that opportunity to open up in a different aspect. It's always a new door will open when one closes, but sometimes you have to put them into timeout, put them out so that you can focus on what's important. So again, shutting them out on one aspect so that you can continue on a different level, what your soul's journey is, what you're supposed to be focusing on. You know, that's what they're talking about. Focus on the positive. Don't focus on the negative. Something's going to come to light soon, the moon in reverse. It's still right now hidden. There's going to be some kind of shift that's in the works. It's going to be tough for them because it's going to stop what they think they're creating. So when you stop speaking to them, it stops the line of communication. It stops their ability to get to you. So whatever they're trying to draw up is not going to come to fruition. We have the Queen of Cups, okay? And this is talking about being in that love energy, being in that higher vibrational energy, and only fighting for what you really want to fight. Fight for the good, fight for the higher focus, the joy, the abundance, and not let this stick to you. Six of Cups is coming in, and this is talking about someone coming from the past, memories from the past, things that need to be worked on. We are clarifying that with the Four of Wands, and this is about celebrations. So focusing on the positive, focusing on having joy will bring in joy. And you're able to do that. Oh, but the next card would have been the Nine of Cups, which is wishes, dreams come true. So they see how you move throughout your energy, throughout your day, throughout your lifestyle, and they are jealous of it on some level. And you're not trying to steal anyone else's thunder to get the blessings that is rightfully yours, but they don't see that their blessings are there as well, but they are only focusing on the blessings they didn't get. Okay, so if you're being blessed in one aspect and it's something that they were not able to manifest, they're going to be jealous of that. That's going to cause their resentment. That's going to cause their envy of our energies, because even if we get hit a blow, we somehow turn that around and make it positive. We regroup, we re-establish ourselves, we reinvent ourselves with the knowledge that we just learned from having such a hard blow. And we don't let that sit with inside us. We don't let that negativity or that bad situation dictate our present and or future. They're still stuck in the I don't haves, and that's coming out all in the negative way. So again, Spirit's just reminding me to go ahead and be kind, because right now I'm really super frustrated with a particular situation that just keeps popping up that doesn't need to pop up. there's no real reason for it other than their ego, their situation of where their mindset is. And it's a constant battle with this particular person. And I know that a lot of us are dealing with a similar situation in a different dynamic, that we are being challenged right now to deal with a very difficult individual in order for us to learn about ourselves more, have more faith in our abilities, also really connect with spirit for our guidance. When we have to take a breath and we count to 10, and we go, Jesus, please save me, take the wheel. Oh my God, if I have to deal with this person in this sentence one more time, I'm going to lose it. And that's where they want us to really take a breath and react with kindness, even though this is the 15 millionth trillionth time they've asked the same question. And you're going to give them the same answer that you have for like 15 years. It is what it is. Do it with kindness and rise above their energy, because the only person you can control is yourself. And their actions are only going to make them look bad. And it's going to come back to bite them in the ass, because it looks like they're playing with fire. And the abundance that you're seeking, the abundance that you're trying to get, is all because of your positive attitude, and you're able to change the negative into a positive. You're able to change your energies. You're able to look outside the box. You're able to be grateful for all your journeys, good and bad, because of the wisdom it gives you and the strength that you derive from that. Whereas they're staying in that negative energy. They're not deriving from their wisdom from going over these challenges. They're like, yeah, I went through this, but they have more. They have kids. They have a house. They have a boat. They have, travel, whatever it is. They're always focusing on what they don't have instead of what they do have. And they're causing their own resentment. We need to forgive their attitudes and rise above it. And forgiveness is for us, not so much for them. But this is also where the Spirit's going to say, you need to really pray for this individual, because they're lost. Even though they're dumping all their negative energy onto us and the people around them, we have to remember how miserable they must really be inside to be causing all this drama and not be at peace within their own soul. So that's very difficult as well. We don't want to see someone struggle, but we're really sick and tired of getting the backlash from their nonsense and having to deal with it on a regular, because it's taxing and it's exhausting. And it's just like, you wonder how they spend so much energy creating all this drama, where they could be focusing that energy on something positive. And in our way, we have to kind of try to navigate around that. And depending on the person and in the relationship that you do have with them, you can either tell them straight out, or if it's a business situation, you got to be a little bit more kind and kind of smooth out the edges without them really realizing that's what you're trying to do. And other situations, you can just be blunt and say, look, this is the deal. And I don't know why you're acting the way you're acting, but this has got to stop. And it all kind of depends on the circumstances and what kind of relationship you have with this person, how straightforward you can be without getting yourself into trouble. It's stressful, but this is, I get all wound up about this particular situation. And I know a lot of us are dealing with hard relationships right now. So we need to stay focused on the positive. We need to give without expectation and stay kind in our responses to them. So that's all Spirit's trying to get us to do, and focus on being in the present moment. Take that breath, give a quick prayer to the angels, your source, whoever you are focused on with your deities, and how you connect with Spirit. Ask for their help, because this is going to be tough. And especially around the holidays, where people are even a little bit more edgy and emotional, we may see more people having their guard down in regards to some of the energies they're going to be putting out. A lot of us are able to have our guard up and we keep our energies pretty much balanced. And then sometimes people just kind of lose it, and poof, all the energies come out. They have a come apart for themselves. They kind of lose their shit for a minute, and all their emotions and all their fears and everything just kind of just lays out on the table. And that's where we are asked to kind of help pick that back up if possible. Other times we just need to love and light and forgive and walk away as well. So let me know what kind of energies and relationship issues you guys are having. We can pull some more cards if you want. If you want to send me some kind of topics that you guys want me to focus on, I'll be happy to do so. But I hope you have a beautiful Saturday, and know that you're doing the best you can, and take a breath and walk away. Love you all. Take care.